Hi everyone, this is your daily weather hazard briefing from the National Weather Service office here in Pocatello, Idaho for Monday, October 27th. We've got scattered showers still out there this morning as our cold front finally moves out of here today. Those scattered showers will linger in the eastern highlands where the winter weather advisory will continue until 3 p.m. this afternoon, where generally we're expecting about another 2 to 4 inches of snow in the advisory area. That's for very early this morning, basically through the morning. By this afternoon, we'll start to see that snow really tapering off. Still an isolated shower or two even outside of the advisory area, but that's generally where most of that precip is going to be focused through this morning. We are going to see our winds picking up behind this cold front too, with gusty winds about 30 to 40 miles per hour, with those strongest gusts in parts of the South Hills, eastern Magic Valley, and the Snake River Plain. Outside of those areas, still breezy, but we're talking outside of that gusts closer to about 20 to 30 miles per hour. Once we get through today, things are looking a little bit drier and will slowly start to warm back up as we go through the rest of this week. So you can see that here in our weather risk outlook grid where we have those winter weather advisories. We've got some minor impacts, mainly for some of that light accumulating snow, breezy conditions. There could be times where visibility is impacted briefly. But outside of the advisory areas, it will still be windy. There will still be some isolated snow or even rain showers today. But again, really going to be focusing on parts of the eastern and southeastern highlands for impacts through this morning before things start to kind of taper off this afternoon into this evening. A look at satellite early this morning shows, plenty of moisture still working its way through parts of eastern Idaho. Clearing farther back to our west, so that is headed our way, but it'll take its sweet time getting to us. Winter weather advisory does continue for the eastern and southeastern highlands until 3 p.m. this afternoon. And you see our neighbors also have some winter weather alerts out for today as well. Chance of precip, again, really highlighting the eastern highlands there with that chance for an isolated shower through parts of the South Hills, even into the central mountains. But again, it's really going to be the east there that gets most of that precip today. As we get into the afternoon, starts to taper off and continue moving eastward. As far as overall precipitation, QPF amounts looking like about a tenth, maybe a quarter of an inch higher up in the mountains where we're going to see most of that precip early this morning. Again, that's going to be through parts of the Big Holes and really even farther to our east into parts of Wyoming through the Tetons there. As far as snowfall, again, most of this is going to be at or above pass level. Looking at basically 1 to 4 inches of snow. Anywhere basically below 5,500 feet very, very early this morning, there is a chance at least for some very light snow. But we're talking less than an inch, and even for most, less than half of an inch through some of those valley locations. Wind gusts this morning, again, going to be anywhere from basically 30 to 40 miles per hour up on top of the mountains. Could be a little bit stronger than that, closer to about 45 miles per hour. As we get into this afternoon, temperatures, well, they're not going to be particularly warm. A lot of us are going to see highs very similar to yesterday, generally in the 30s to low 40s. Wind gusts as we get into the afternoon then are going to lighten just slightly, where more of us will be closer to about that 25 to 35 mile per hour range. And then overnight, as we finally get some clearing, there could be a little bit of patchy fog out there, but temperatures are going to drop under those mostly clear skies, back down into the teens and low and mid-20s for early Tuesday morning. By Tuesday afternoon, temperatures aren't going to move a whole lot, but we will start to gradually, very gradually, warm things up. So by Tuesday afternoon, a few of us could be pushing into the mid and upper 40s. Through some of our valley locations, but generally still looking at 30s to low 40s. Wind's not going to be too much of an issue for us on Tuesday afternoon, and then heading into Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning, still going to be pretty chilly, most of us back down into the teens and low to mid-20s, but finally on Wednesday, high pressure moves in, temperatures start to warm back up a little bit more, where more of us are going to be in the upper 40s to low and even some mid-50s. So we will gradually warm things up as we go through the rest of the week. But of course, we've got to get through the rest of today first. That cold front is on its way out of here. We do, though, have that winter weather advisory that continues for the eastern and southeastern highlands until 3 p.m. this afternoon, where generally you can expect another 2 to 4 inches of snow. Some of that higher end amounts going to be farther up into the mountains. Gusty winds today, about 30 to 40 miles per hour, but everyone will see probably some gusts of at least 15 to 20 miles per hour. After today, though, some drier and slowly warming up conditions as we go through the rest of the week and high pressure builds in over the area. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always find us on social media, find the latest weather information online, give us a phone call, or send us an email. Have a great day.